The elbow escape, elbow to knee escape. This is one of the core fundamental escapes for mount. So there's about 4 that we should have depending on how my partner's attacking me. So one of the things that makes Jiu-Jitsu, I guess, an intellectual sport is we've got to kind of put the escape to match the pin or the submission. So we've got to make sure that the way that my partner's holding or controlling me, that we're using the correct escape to deal with it. A lot of the time is that we don't have to stop the entire lot. We just have to take the one piece of the puzzle out to make sure it doesn't work. So a lot of times it's not about stopping the entire move. It's not about preventing them from doing this. It's if I can take that one part, like if they're going for a cross collar choke, if I can just stop that second hand from coming into my collar, then they can't complete the choke. So sometimes it's not even about stopping the move. I would just take that one piece out so it's harder for them to complete the move. Elbow to knee escape, knee to elbow escape. Escape. Emma, up on mount, please. Pretty simple. All I'm trying to do from here is I'm trying to get my knee to my elbow. Right. The issue that we have is that my knee's behind my hamstring line and I'm here. So a lot of time what happens is anytime that we do the first escape, which we did yesterday, which was here, my elbow is generally above the knee line and Emma has the inside position. So what we're going to do is exactly the same kind of thing. So I plant my head on the ground and a little bit of an umpa, but I'll tap my elbow to the inside this time. So all I'm doing is I'm trying to create a bit of a space to get my elbow to the inside position. I'm not trying to push away, give a straight arm. So once again, our hands, I can't get my elbows in from here. I don't want Emma to collapse on me, so I'll keep my hands here. So if Emma does try and collapse on me, I've got a frame system. Does that make sense? Right, so a little bit of an umpa, so I'll walk my legs slightly to the side, umpa, I'll tap my hands on the inside. So I'm trying to get both my hands onto the same side. I'm not trying to have them separated on the same side. If they're separated, kimura, etc., which is good for my partner. This is the part that I see makes a huge difference is right now I need to get my knee on the inside, but it's caught here. So what I do is I straighten my leg and I'll cross my hips over to bring my knee through. I understand that my partner can track my back from here. So I need to be very wary of her or my partner tracking my back. I can't have Emma take me that way. So I need to make sure that my back goes onto the ground so that if she does go to get my back, the easiest way to stop someone from getting back is put your back on the ground. Because they can't, if it's on the ground, it's very hard for them to get. And if they roll over, if they continue, there's a chance for them to get the sweep because I've put them into my half guard. Okay, so let's just have a look at small details first of all. Is here, so head goes onto the ground once again, hands go into, so don't have to hold the belt, but get good habits. Okay, block the leg out so that my partner assumes I'm going to try and knock them over. As I bridge, elbows come in, and this is the hardest part. Cross my feet over. So my right knee goes under, my left knee goes forward. And I'm dragging my knee on the ground and my elbows, so my elbow's here. So as I drag my bottom knee back on the ground, scoops it to trap it. I need to knee squeeze now and cross. I need to make sure that it's super tight. Whatever you do, this elbow has to stay on the inside. Make sure that doesn't pop out, stays on the inside. Because that's going to give me the space to be able to start to push, to be able to move. And I don't want to be pulling with it. Number one, it's a weak mechanic. Number two, Emma gets access to the inside position. Number three, it's stupid. So, probably the last one's the most important part. Okay, so, here, trap the leg, head on the ground, umpa, elbows, and turn. Cross your legs the opposite way, like you're giving back exposure. Now, the key is I'm dragging my knee along her foot to pop it, squeeze. What I like to do now is this. Extend my feet, start to fall the ability to come up. So it's just kind of like it's a knee squeeze turnover, but I have to catch the quarter guard position to be able to do it. Elbows down the inside, I'll crisscrossed over, right, we're here. So what I see people do is they try and capture the leg using this leg. It doesn't work too well. So what I'm doing is I'm simply holding so that Emma can't move her knee forward. And I drag my bottom knee and catch it. So I'm not trying to go up with my hand, and I don't like to scoop. If I scoop, I will get my back taken because I will turn belly down. So this is a post. So think about it this way. This is simply, if Emma tries to drive me belly down, I'm like, nope, I have a post system. Now, because they normally squeeze, I simply drive my knee on the ground to catch it, but block it so that they can't track me. Here, okay. Cross your feet the opposite way. Don't cross this way because this is easy for Emma to pull the knee straight back out again. Right, so drive, cross your feet the opposite way. So now I've got a really nice little bump to turn my partner over. 1, 2, 3. People just miss out on all the little details of my life history and things. So this was a game changer for me. So I got shown this really early as a purple belt. It's one of my favourite ways to escape now. But what happened was people started to switch on and they'd start to put their weight backwards because they knew that I wanted to lift the leg. And it's quite hard to lift their weight if their weight's backwards on their knees. So, you know, it got to the stage where they couldn't pass the guard. Good boy, Jake. Or was that a him? They couldn't pass the guard, but I couldn't get the sweep. And it'll get stuck in that stalemate position. The downfall about it is if you're competing, they go chest to chest, which they are, they'll win the fight. So knowing they've got mounts, so they've got the 4 points, and I'm putting back in the half guard chest, they'll win the fight. So we needed to have a way that I'd at least have the ability to move my partner, get to a scramble position, bare minimum scramble position. So this is the concept behind it, and it's not unusual, but it's different. So Emma, can I go to your place? We're just going to run the system again nice and slow. So from here, push our partner. If you guys jump around that side, it's actually easy to see from there. So push my partner, elbows to the inside, straighten my leg, which is super important. Cross over. Now watch. Here, drag and catch. The issue that happens now is if my partner is savvy, they're just going to put their weight back onto my legs. And I can't turn them. This makes it actually easier to free their leg because they're almost in a position to be able to pull the leg straight out. Secondly, they can attack a lot better from here because they've got a lot more momentum. So regardless of whether my partner's up high or staying low, I do what we call a knee to chest. This is why it's called elbow to knee to elbow, right? So I'll bring my knees to make them light. So all the weight's now on their hands and their knee. It's not on the part that I'm trying to turn. So you're going to find that this is a really easy mechanic. And me, I choose often to play deep half from here. I choose not to commit to the rollover, but it's up to you guys. The only reason being is anytime I shoot and Emma gets an underhook on here, she's going to win, or it's easier for her to win the fight. Where if I kind of go elevate and go deep half, I've got much more abilities to, and she can go underneath it now, but that's taking her own post out. So this is my preferred option to go to deep half. And everyone kind of goes, you know, your neck's exposed and all that, but they've got to commit the hand to, and I can roll them over. So there's a lot of pros and cons. What we're going to do today, we're just going to go the rollover. So we're just going to go the knee squeeze and rollover, but understand that there is a deep half there, there's a single leg, so there's a lot of options there to go to. Okay, so just go down. So same deal again, guys. So push, right, elbows on the inside, keep my legs straight so it's behind the ankle line and their line. Turn, frame, cross my feet, squeeze, knee to chest. Cross, turn, behind. So this way she can't scoop. Down. Yep. Turn over, or she can go past mode. Yep. In, come here. The hierarchy system of attacks from mount, like most things, there's a hierarchy system, and they should flow either down the chain or up the chain, and it's pretty much based on trying to keep the top position. That's it. Like, you know, so if you go for an armbar from mount, you miss the armbar, you're falling off mount. If you go for a collar choke from the mount position, they bridge and roll you, you're pretty much going to end up in your guard. So the one that we're going to have a look at is the Kimura, or we teach the kids, it's called a high five Kimura. And it's really simple. It's just pretty much we're going to give them a high five across the body. For the kids division, when we teach the kids, it's one of the submissions that the referees will stop super early because it's really dangerous. So a lot of times our kids, even if the technique isn't 100% correct, even if it's like not on, the referee would generally stop the fight because it does cause quite severe damage. I'm saying that if you have tight shoulders, number one, if you've been lifting weights and see tight shoulders, I'm going to say Attica, number one, because she'll look after you. She's amazing.
Oh, right. I thought you were saying I
Oh,
But anyway.
she's,
Yeah,
there you go, either way. So for me, when I do this in the Masters division, I understand that most Masters, their shoulders are screwed, so this is a very high percentage finish. With like Eli, that's quite flexible and things like that. You will need to take it to full extension. In adult divisions, they won't stop the fight unless you go to sleep or it breaks or something like that. So, you know, with the adult division, you've got to kind of take it.
If you look at mine also.
Yeah. So Emma, you're not allowed to do a Kimura on Emma. Ever. Okay, Emma's on mount. This is how I teach kids. It's pretty easy, right? And we call it a game. It's kind of like tic-tac-toe or patty cake, whatever you want to call it. So I'm defending. So Emma's going to go like, she's going to go like patty cake, and just push 1, 2, 3. Here. To stop my hand from coming back in, Emma's elbow hits the ground next to my neck. So this means that I can't pull my hand in. To stop my hand from extending, Emma rolls her fingers down towards the mat, so now that becomes a weak mechanic. What I see people do is they make a mistake now where they try and slide their hand underneath to get it. And what happens is, as they slide the hand under, they lift the elbow up, which allows me to start to move. So, elbow in position, roll the hand down. Okay, so we're now going to put our head onto the hand to hold it. So it can't move. Now we slide our hand under. If you just lift your head up, baby. So now the grip is this, like entangled. The second thing is to reinforce it, we roll our fingers down. Now that's pretty tight on my shoulder. So no, it's okay. So this is pretty much on. The second part is if you raise my elbow, I have the ability to rod because that takes the Kimura off. Where if you slowly slide the elbow down to your knee, it will come on. So I want you guys to get out of the habit where everyone kind of treats it like an armbar. I'll lift and attack it, but you know, like that, to me, I'm waiting for you to do that. That's my escape. So instead you pin it down. Now, if you're having trouble because they're flexible, now we start to lift the elbow up. So don't lift the elbow here where it's at 90 degrees because that's a natural mechanic. Lift it down here, that's an unnatural mechanic. It's like a mere bar, or you know, but we're doing it with the arm. Okay, so patty cake, so jump up again. So what generally happens, so let me explain what happens is, generally if Emma attacks that hand, I'm going to go like no way to defend it. So then she just smashes the opposite side. So it's kind of like, you know, like fake him out or fake it till you make it. Number one, elbow to the head. Number two, rev it, head to the ground, pin it, hand goes under, drag it down from here. Nice. Now lift if you have to. Awesome. So the Kimura, with the kids, what we like to do is we get them to hold the wrist. So one hand on my wrist, other hand on my wrist, other wrist, here. So this, you know, so we're going to start going like that, and then when you're ready, so as my hand starts to cross over, got it. Right. So instead of kind of like just waiting, we attack, yep, elbow in. Perfect. Okay, so we start with the person on the bottom. So all I'm doing is defending the choke. I don't want Emma to choke me. So she goes patty cake. Once she's ready, smashes the hand down, elbow to the ground, revs the motorcycle, head on the ground, secondary rev on the motorcycle, and attacks. One of the easiest submissions you're going to get. The beautiful thing about it is the reason why I put our head down, it becomes your post. So if I do try and roll you out of it, your head becomes your post. Or if your head's up off the ground, I can roll you over. Okay, beautiful. Okay, Ian, come top. So, the thing is, a lot of time you don't understand or don't acknowledge or don't realise if your partner's flexible, hyper flexible, double jointed, stubborn, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we assume the worst and hope for the best. So if I'm doing a Kimura competition, I assume that your shoulders can rotate quite a fair bit, and it's up to you to tap if they don't. So I don't kind of go, hey man, like, and I'm talking competition, I'm not talking on the mats and free rolling and things like that as well. So tip tap toe, boom, elbow comes in, here, rev, so rev 1, rev 2, head on the ground, take it down, and like, man, this person's flexible. So I'm having a lot of trouble. I'm raising, but there's like, I can already tell that it's quite loose. There's no tension in it at all. I'm going to roll my body so that I'm facing towards the hip, so my leg rolls. I turn my body. I now have the ability to roll the hand, but I'm compressing this in 360 degrees. The issue is the ground's in the way. Take the ground out of the way. Take the ground out of the way. And I'm really heavy in this position as well. My weight's distributed on both my knees. My weight's distributed on my partner. So I have this ability now. But what I simply do is they keep the hand high. So I'm keeping the knuckles on the ground and I'm pulling this into the armpit. Well, I'm doing now. The more I pull this in, so I can already feel it's tight, so I'm just going to go straight this way. So when I do the Kimura in competition, I rock out to the side straight away. And if Eli tries to extend the arm, it's locked into position. So I'll go head off the ground, rock out, spread my base, nice one. I don't particularly care whether they catch the half guard or not for me because I'm still going to do the Kimura. Knuckles on the ground, pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, and I can feel that the tension's just increased dramatically. Start to roll it. And I've got the ability, thank you, Eli. I've got the ability to pretty much roll that 360 degrees and that. So whether you're hyper flexible, whatever like that, your ligaments and tendons will tear. They're going to tear. So, but once again, it's not up to me. That's up to you to decide what damage you want to get done to your body, whatever like that. So for me, if I catch in the Kimura from out, I'll take it to where I think it should go. I'll switch offside, and then the rest of it's up to you. I did this the purple belt Pan Pacs, and it was like the final 30 seconds of the fight. The guy's up by 2 points, and I caught him in a mounted Kimura. And coaches, don't tap. I'm like, okay. End up basically pulling his shoulder out of its socket. They end up screaming and stopped, with like 5 seconds to go. I'm like, dude, it just was not worth it was not worth it, man. Like, seriously, I don't understand why people jeopardize injuring their bodies for a friggin' medal that, like next year someone else is going to win anyway because you're not going to be there. You know what I mean? So, okay, guys, have a quick shot that nice and light. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so just to put the ebb and flow together, right? I'm on mount. Number one thing is I'm kind of watching, patrolling the area. Anytime that Emma goes to do the Kimura, anytime that her hands go towards my hands, which means her weight's coming forward, I should be bumping and protecting. This is what the game plan was, is I need to get my elbows onto the inside. This makes the Kimura exceptionally hard for my partner to do. But if Emma does the way where she grips hold of the wrist and pins the wrist down, right, if you, I'm gonna go really slow, okay, because this is gonna, yeah, okay. So if you think about this way, I've already worked out, anytime that I take my hands high, it's a Kimura. So what I do is I shoot my hands low and then come back inside. So instead of me trying to do the thing, and it's kind of like it's natural, like, get off me, and everyone takes their hands here, which pretty much gives you the Kimura. So what we do instead is I'm gonna try and flare and shoot my hands in.
And if you're bumping me
Forward, you've got to post, exactly,
otherwise my face is going to eat.
So this would be the game that we play with the Kimura, right? So one of the things that to stop me or to help prevent me from escaping is when you're here, you cross my hands over, so I can't push them through because this is because I can cross them under each other. Where when they're crossed over, this is quite difficult to do. Number one, because her arm's in the way. I can't.
Nice my arm.
Sorry, love you. So this would be then when I have to, attack, right? Okay. Secondly is this, anytime that I'm in this position here, one of the things I should be doing is anytime that my elbows are forward, this is better for Emma because she can get the inside position. So I always want to make sure my elbows are tight. So even if Emma does play the game right, I'm still in the inside position to be able to roll because my elbows are on the inside, which makes it harder for her once again to go to the Kimura.
Inside is inside of my thighs.
Here. Yeah. So not inside here. Here. So whenever I'm here, first thing, umpa and hands low. Thank you. I'm going to umpa. Okay. Kick it. Yes, you can. Crossover. Turn. Pick it up. Here we go. Knees to chest. Squeeze. Rock and roll and turn. So that would be the system that would play from here, which is a little bit of ebb and flow, attack and defense, attack and defense. We're just going to go a quick 2-minute round. So how this is going to work is pretty easy. We're going to go to the first person, then it's going to go to the Kimura. We're going to do one of the Kimuras. Okay, so like get the Kimura. The second one is the person's going to pump through, elbow, knee escape, turn them over. So first person attacks, then the other person defends. Swap top to bottom, attack and defend. If you guys are feeling adventurous, try and do it on both the left side and the right side. Time's on for 2 minutes. 1, 2, 3. Go.